Okay, it's time for the review portion of the video, and I have to be honest, I don't have a lot to say like I felt in previous videos that I felt like I had a lot to talk about, but don't let that fool you. I'm not going to let it fool me, because oftentimes I've said I don't have a lot to say and then I start talking about the episodes and then it actually comes out that I do have a lot to say. So we'll see how the review goes. I definitely don't try and make my reviews as long as I can, but they always just kind of end up being long, especially if it's an anime that I like. You guys know I watched episode 8 and episode 9 of One Piece. So the first thing I want to talk about is, and I mentioned this in the last review, the episode names. I did look at one episode name because I forgot to look away, but it didn't spoil anything at all for me in the episode that time, at least. I think the only thing that the episode name can really spoil me on is who's going to end up fighting. But I know that you guys may think it's spoilery, but I don't really think so, because if I just think, like, I know who's going to end up fighting, like Zoro versus that Kabaji guy, like, you kind of know, but I still will do my best not to look at the episodes as far as I can. It's just that sometimes I forget and I'm really excited to get into the episode, like in episode 9, and then I just forgot to look away and I saw the name, but like I said, it didn't spoil anything for me. So what I wanted to say about the episode names is I'm kind of confused because the names differ compared to what I see in the episode and what I see on Google. For example, this page says it was called Who Will Win? Showdown Between the True Powers of the Devil Fruit is the 8th episode of One Piece. And then Google says the 8th episode of One Piece is called Who Gets the Last Laugh, which is completely two different names. So I'm confused and frustrated. Can someone please tell me which name is the real name so that I can not look on the other side? I just want to stick to one side so I know that I got the real name from the episode. So yeah, episode 8 was called Who Will Win? Showdown Between the True Powers of the Devil Fruit. So we find out that we knew already that Shanks and Buggy, they were on the same ship, and now we saw a little bit of them being on the ship and how they were kind of like crewmates. And I talked about how it's kind of scary to be a pirate, because like Buggy literally took that map for himself and he took the devil fruit. He cheated the rest of the crew out of the devil fruit. He was going to sell it and start on his journey, and you can't really, you can not be mad at him for it, because they're all pirates. They all kind of do that to other people, but it's like there's supposed to be kind of this, I don't know, a bro code, a pirate unspoken law or something, that if you're on a ship with people, like, it's one thing to fucking screw over other people, but to screw over your own people, it's kind of, because then how do you even know who to trust at the end of the day? And that's probably why Buggy ends up ruling over his crew members using fear to control them, because otherwise, you know, they just do what he did, screw each other over. And how can you build because you're a team at the end of the day. Even though you're pirates, you're still supposed to be a team. So how can you build a team of pirates, a team of people who technically don't need to abide by rules? It's kind of contradictory, and that's why I loved when Shanks said, you know, they're going to have to go their separate ways because their beliefs are so different. They're such, I don't know if you use the word beliefs, but it would have never worked, because they would have screwed each other over. And you need to kind of find people who you're on the same wavelength, so that you don't even need to screw each other over, because you're working towards the same goal. Kind of like how Luffy has found Nami, and like, I still kind of think she would, at this point at least, she wouldn't think twice about, you know, ditching them and saving her own ass. Yeah, but I mean, eventually I'm sure it's going to change, because they do have a communal goal, an aligned goal. And yeah, the more time you spend with someone, especially someone as pure as Luffy, I don't think you can, eventually, he's such a good person, he inspires loyalty, you know? like I said, I said in the reaction, the first episode, I was totally prepared to like enjoy the anime, but I didn't think, like, I said to myself, I'll give myself, like, I had two numbers in my head. The one number was 12, the other number was 50. I said, I'll give myself, sometimes I said 12 episodes, sometimes I said 50 episodes to myself, and I said, I'll give myself some time to see if I enjoy it and get into it. I think initially I said 12, but then I realized how long One Piece is, and I was like, okay, 12 episodes in most animes, like the whole damn anime, so let's at least give it, like, I think I said to myself 50 episodes, okay. So I was like, I'm going to give myself 50 episodes to see if I can get into it. And then the moment that I met Luffy, and I've said this before, but the moment he said, it's not about possible or impossible, it's what I want to do. And that just, I was like, done. I'm in it for the long haul. Like, I'm gonna watch this boy's journey. I'm gonna be a part of it, and I want to, because that is the like the kind of loyalty. I can't express it in any other way than saying that's the kind of loyalty that Luffy inspires in his crew members. That's why Zoro follows him. That's why Nami is going to follow him, and that's why I'm gonna follow him until the end of fucking One Piece, you know? But like I said, and I've said to many people in the comments, to me it's not about catching up. I want to enjoy the journey with Luffy. And a lot of people have said, oh, you're never gonna catch up. You're never gonna catch up. And I'm like, bitch, I don't care. It's not about that. Like, I could die tomorrow. And you think I'm gonna wake up wherever I wake up and be like, oh fuck, I didn't finish One Piece. No, I'm gonna wake up in my next life, find One Piece and finish it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even about the finishing. It's just about, oh my gosh, it's so enjoyable. I just want to enjoy it. Like, I don't need to rush, and that's just how I feel. But like I said, Luffy, loyalty, I'm already loyal. Like, just because of who Luffy is, and I'm looking forward to seeing him build his crew, because in this episode, when we were looking at Buggy and him setting out to follow his own dream, because he also had a dream, and he was talking about he needs to build his crew members, and because of Shanks, that was pushed back by 10 years. Bitch, I would have been mad if someone did something that I feel made my dream take 10 years longer to achieve compared to what it could have taken. I would have been mad too. But I'm just, Buggy uses fear, and I think Shanks and Luffy, they're like on a whole other level, and yeah, I don't think, not only I would have known just based on this episode, but you guys have also, a few of you have said in the comments, and it's not spoiler, I don't see it as spoiler, just the way that you guys talked about Buggy, I knew, like, this, he's not a one-time character that we're, it's just this and then it's over. But even if people hadn't said that, and I had just watched this episode, it was pretty obvious that this isn't the last we're going to see of Buggy, because he has something to do with Shanks. So if it's to do with Shanks, you know we're going to see them again. I almost jumped to something from episode 9 when I talked about that. But let's just finish talking about episode 8 real quick. So yeah, Buggy is, oh my god, it was so funny. I was dying when he ate the fucking fruit, because he pushed it in his mouth because Shanks was there, and then he was like, and then he swallowed it. That was hilarious. And then he lost his map, and now I'm wondering, fuck, is that the last we're gonna see of that map? I'm kind of like suspicious of everything. I'm like, I don't want to forget anything or anyone, because already in this episode we realize, oh, we've met Usopp's dad. Oh my god, now I need to think back just a couple of episodes. Now I'm sure I saw, was he that guy that I saw? Do you understand what I'm saying? Even just now I realized, like, I missed something technically. I didn't was he had to be there. I'm sure I saw him. There were two guys that talked a lot, and he must have been one of them in the bar. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it was someone else. But either way, his dad was in Shanks' crew, and that's pretty amazing, the way that links together, because he just found Usopp somewhere over the sea. Like, I love the idea of fate. because a lot of people would say like that's too coincidental, whereas it's definitely not, because when I was, this is a stupid example, but when I was in high school, I liked this boy for like, it was just like a phase, and he was this real bad boy. Really, apparently, like, I thought I didn't have a type, but apparently I do, because all anime guys that I like are these stupid bad boys. This fucking Zoro, you badass character. But anyway, so there was this guy I liked, and nothing ever really came of it, because we were, he was a year older than me, and I was like, okay, I think we hooked up once, maybe talked a little bit, and then, by hooked up I mean kiss, is South Africa. We don't, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with just like sleeping around a lot, but I'm just saying it's South Africa. I'm Afrikaans. I was raised actually with the idea that you're only supposed to sleep with one person for your whole life, and that's the person that you marry, and da 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 da. So anyway, so then I moved to Stellenbosch, which is in Cape Town, and is very far away from where I live, where I grew up, and where I met this random guy who wasn't even really, I really thought I liked him a lot, but you know how you are when you're young, you fall deep in love very quickly, and then you go on to the next one. Whatever. So then I moved far away. It's a 2-hour flight away from here, so it's completely different, I don't know, states, if I could put it that way. And since I liked that guy, I think it was like 16, I had my like first serious relationship when I was like 18, 19, and then I was single for like 4 years because I was so broken hearted because of this one serious relationship that ended. So I was like single for like 4 years, and then guess who shows up? Like, I don't know how many kilometers far away, like 2 hours flight from, I think it's like a fucking 2-day drive. That's how far my university was. So then who shows up and there one night, like at a, I don't even know where I was, fucking McDonald's, I don't know, that guy. And we ended up hanging out because we were like, oh my gosh, we know each other from school. And then he ended up being my second serious relationship. So, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that is, what kind of coincidence is that, you know? The reason I'm telling you this whole damn story is because often people like to say, like, in anime, like, it's too convenient. It doesn't make sense. Like, but this, it totally makes sense. Like, that's totally possible. And sometimes it's fate. Like, you have to meet certain people, you have to go through certain things together, and it's kind of like, oh, there's this beautiful Japanese, I don't know what it's called, not a myth, but it's a beautiful, it's like this beautiful Japanese story about the red string of fate. Actually, let's Google it. See, I knew this review wasn't going to be short. The red string of fate first appears in an ancient Chinese legend. Okay, so it's a Chinese legend. According to the story, the Chinese gods would tie an invisible string around the ankles of two people that fate would one day bring together. The invisible string would be their way of finding one another. I'm sure there is, what does the red string bracelet mean in Hinduism? Okay, there's more red string stuffs in the world. But I think like it has definitely more than just, it's more than just lovers. It's more like, I think there's a string of fate connecting many people that have to run into each other's lives for many reasons to bring about many events and feelings and things in the world that, you know, the world needs. So yeah, I believe in, I don't know if it's called fate, but I believe in something. And I feel like these two meeting each other, and the fact that Luffy knew his dad and had those experiences with his dad, and Usopp, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, he looks up to his dad so much, and now he gets to hear from someone who knew his dad that his dad always talked about him, and like I think like that must feel really good, and I feel like it's really beautiful how the story kind of comes together like that. And based on you guys' comments, I think I'm going to have a lot of moments like that in One Piece, and I really look forward to them. It just started raining, I think. Okay, so I really liked episode 8. I think my reaction spoke for itself in that episode, so I'm not going to say too much more than that, other than I really enjoyed it. I'm wondering now, and I don't remember now what happened to his body parts, because his parts were like Luffy and Nami kind of defeated him together, which I think was really great. Oh, and that was just perfect. Luffy leaving that bag of treasure for the people of that town. I'm so happy about that. But I don't remember Buggy was, you know, team rocketed into the sky. So I'm just wondering, did his body parts go with him? I don't remember exactly. Did Nami like smack him with it? I don't remember. Was it left behind? Is he gonna come back to the town to find them? But how do you do that as a little itty bitty pirate? How are you gonna scare people now? I don't know. But yeah, you guys can let me know if I missed anything there. Then episode 9 is called, the one website says Honorable Liar, and the other website says The Teller of Tales. I prefer the title Honorable Liar. Oh, Captain Usopp. I think that's what it was called, because I saw this. I think this is what it was called in the episode. So I think Google's names are a little bit offish. I really like the title of this episode, Honorable Liar ? Because it's interesting. Can you get an honorable liar? Can lying actually be good? And I think it's pretty clear, yes. If you think about this episode, lying is definitely being used in a very positive sense. This girl, what was her name? Kaya, which is actually a very beautiful name. Well, I'm joking, my name isn't Kaya, my name is Kayla in real life. But I still think it's a really pretty name. And if you think about it, she was depressed because both her parents died of an illness. And I mean, in losing both your parents at the same time, obviously it's not difficult to believe someone can easily fall into depression after something so devastating, especially a child. And the only thing that could make her laugh at that point was Usopp. So that's definitely lies being used in the best possible ways. It's questionable. You can still there are still many times in life when lying is being used for something good, and it still ends up turning into something bad. But in this case, it's a very, I feel like it's a very like what bad can come from lying to make a depressed person laugh? Like, that sounds so crude, but you know what I'm saying? Like, fabricating stories to cheer someone up. Like, is there any better reason to lie? And what bad can really come of that? To be honest, I don't even think Kaya thinks that he's telling the truth, but you let yourself believe the lie because there's no reason not to. A lot of us choose to believe a lot of lies because sometimes it makes things easier. Does it always make things better? Maybe not. But yeah, I like how this episode and this title, just the title does that. Honorable Liar ? It just makes you think. Can lying be good? Can lying be used for good? Should it be used for good? You know, I love anime that makes me think, and I love that this anime, just with the title, I was already like my mind was already like, oh, lying? What do I think about lying? Have I ever been lied to? Have I ever used a lie in a good way? Have I ever used a lie for a good reason, but then it turned out to be like bad at the end of the day, and So my mind was already reeling just by reading the title. And yeah, that made the episode a lot more enjoyable to watch. Another really fun episode. Like I said in the reaction, at the end of episode 8, I saw the guy with the nose. They just quickly showed his silhouette. And I have, obviously you can't avoid seeing like visuals. Like each anime has a visual posters and those kind of things. And I have seen posters of One Piece and his crew, and I told you guys before, I've seen a girl with long orange hair and big boobs. Didn't look at all like Nami, but now I kind of realize like that has to be Nami. And then I remember seeing a guy with a weird nose, and I used to think like, oh, that's a weird character. I don't like his nose. Like, it's really long, but it's odd. And now I'm like, oh my god. Really, this odd-looking guy is doing something so nice. Aww, and this is like this little love story. I don't know if he likes her and she likes him. I don't know if it's just like, you know, a friendship and he's just telling her these stories to make her feel better. But I think there's a little bit, at least some like in there. So that makes me excited because I'm a really big sucker for romance and romance anime. So if there's even a hinted romance, I will latch onto it and I will suck every little bit of, I don't know, whatever I can get out of it. Like if there's a little hinted romance, I will be like, you know, give me more. So I do hope, I don't know if there's any romance or any coupley stuff in One Piece. I don't think there will be because it's a shonen as far as I know, but there have been some shonen with at least, you know, hinting at couples, like Dragon Ball Z, like there were some couples in there, and what else? I can't think of anything right now. I know, like for example with Yu-Gi-Oh, I would ship a lot of the characters and that kind of stuff, but I don't think there was ever actually any romantic developments or many hints at all. Bleach, now that I'm thinking about Bleach, I think Inoue likes Ichigo, and like I want to ship a lot of characters with each other, but there isn't necessarily any romance. So I really want there to be at least just a little bit in One Piece, because that would be everything. Because I already love One Piece, but if it had, because it has everything that I want: great characters, great storytelling. I don't know much about the story yet, but the way that they are telling it is amazing so far, and it makes me think, like the episode title, like you can see it incorporates a lot of philosophies, and that interests me. And if it just had freaking romance, it would be perfect. Even just a hint. That's all I need. So yeah, I really ended up liking Usopp more than I thought I would, just based on his visual. Like I'm totally sorry that I judged him based on his nose. But he seems to be the kind of character that I'm at least going to enjoy. This episode definitely felt like the start of a new arc, and the last one felt like kind of an end of like one chapter and the start of a new one. But I do have a episode guide, so it shows me which arcs are filler, because most of you actually have said that I shouldn't watch the filler, and at this point I'm definitely because I know that my friend Joey, who actually watches One Piece and he's all caught up, he has a channel, but I don't know if you guys know, but South Africa is just, our internet is just not great in most small towns at least, and he lives in a small town too, further away from me. But anyway, so my friend Joey loves One Piece, he's all caught up, and he's told me that One Piece has like the least amount of filler not compared to, but what's the word? It has the least filler, compared to how many episodes it has. It's actually not a lot of filler compared to other anime, which are shorter and has more filler. You know, I don't know how to say that, but I think you know what I mean. So yeah, this document here shows me normal arc aired in continuity, filler arc aired in continuity, movie that was released in theaters, television special that was aired between episodes, original video animation that never aired in TV or theaters, special episode released only on smartphones, and featurette that was released in theaters. Like, God, that is... So it shows me everything. And yeah, so I'm gonna more or less be using this, because someone also said that that my mods need to help me with you know, episodes, like putting them together, because for example in this video I got the end of one arc and the start of a new one, which actually I don't mind, but I'll try and keep it like, you know, maybe do the end of an arc together or something like that. But I'm not going to be too worried about it, because the journey is still the journey, and I'm going to be doing, for the most part, 2 episodes per video. If I can do 3, whenever I can fit it in, I will. But like I've told you before, I have quite a busy schedule. I do live streams. I do have another channel. So my boyfriend is a YouTuber too, so he has to stream and make his own videos if that's what he wants to. So I kind of, since we have pretty shitty internet and we have to share our computer, we have to share the internet, we can't do things at the same time. So my whole schedule is kind of built around our combined channel, my channel and his channel. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best. 2 episodes definitely per video, 2 videos per week. If I can fit in 3, 4 episodes, I will, but it all depends on the schedule. Like I said, I'm a very organized person. I love lists. I love checking things off my lists. I love spreadsheets. So I'm gonna do my best to give you guys the most that I can without neglecting other anime that I absolutely love, and especially my patrons. Some of my patrons request specific anime for me to react to, so they basically sponsor my videos. So of course my focus is so of course that is a big priority. So yeah, I really enjoyed both of these episodes. I had a lot of fun watching them, had a lot of fun with the characters. You guys could see that whenever I rewind something, it's because I really wanted to see it again. And I like that a few people have said that they enjoy when I rewind or when I pause, because that makes me so happy, because sometimes I'm worried, like it bothers people because people have said like, oh, it's so irritating. But then I remember, like, it doesn't matter what I do. If I put it too loud, some people will complain, and other people will be complaining it's too soft. Or people will complain, why don't you pay more attention? Other people will say, why do you pause so much? Other people will say this. Like, you can't do anything perfect. You can't do anything that make everyone happy. You just gotta do you. That's something I've learned doing YouTube, and not just for this channel, but for my other channel. But the reason I'm saying this is because I rewinded it once. If I had been watching this alone, probably would have rewinded it like 3 or 4 times. I'm just saying, I'm still trying to balance it. I know not everyone loves when I pause or rewind. I'm gonna do it, but I'll try to scale back on doing it 3 or 4 times. It was just so good, and the expressions are so good. Like, that's why we watch people reacting to our favorite anime, because you've seen it 5 times. Now you want to see someone else see it for the first time, and it's so great because I can understand why people would love watching One Piece reactions, because you want to see Luffy's reaction to Usopp, like that Suge, like the way his face was. Now you want to see someone reacting on that reaction from Luffy. Like, it's just this fucking reactception, and it's just amazing, and it's a beautiful community to be a part of. I saw recently a tweet from some girl retweeting a video from a guy reacting to a Marvel trailer or something, and she was like, ugh, this is so disgusting, like look how like how she was kind of dissing him for getting excited about a Marvel movie. And to me that is so like, ugh, really, girl? That's what you're spending your time on? Like, excuse me, you get excited about, I don't know, frozen yogurt and berries on top, whatever you get excited about, that's fine. Let him be excited about what he's excited about. That excitement is fucking life. Some people get excited by jumping out of airplanes. Some people get excited by, I don't know, going on a boat for a whole day fishing. That scare me shitless. I hate being on boats far at sea. Like, this is where I get my excitement. Look at pirates, not be a pirate. I am not, like, I love being indoors. I do love hiking and all that kind of stuff, but where I get my excitement from is whatever, as long as you're happy, as long as you're excited about something in life, you know? Being excited about something, who is that hurting? That bitch was just salty because she probably got dumped recently. I don't know. But anyway, that's it from my side for today. Looking forward to the next 2 episodes, episode 10 and 11. This arc seems to be 9 to 18, so it seems to be a little bit longer than the last 2. Looking forward to it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for your support and your positive words, and thank you to my 2 mods, Matty and Taku Master, for going through the comments and making sure I don't get spoiled. Bye!